The angels willing to hold us in their arms. When our words of stone are ashes and we both passed on. Let forever mean forever and carry on.
Good morning, YouTube. So I can't promise that I'm going to commit to one of these a day, and I'm just going to be really frank with you. It kind of depends on how we do over there on Patreon. However, I wanted to discuss with you this morning about a looming global conflict. Now, we did a report over on Patreon that I'll link down in the description, as well as with the articles that I have here, that goes into a lot more depth of what we are looking at globally as far as this conflict is concerned. Now, I am seeing, as I reported then, I am continuing to see the acceleration of these events happening. And this morning, I really see it ratcheting up. And last night, it actually kind of started when I saw a news article. I thought, oh great, here it comes. So we'll see, but I wanted to do a report today on this for you on YouTube because it is a very big concern of mine. So one question people might ask, because now that I do a lot of studio view camera stuff, is they might ask, how come you always have butter on your desk? And, well, that's not butter. And in fact, I'll show you something here real quick. Coffee containers in this house. I took this picture jokingly for a Facebook group the other day. You never know what you're going to get. You open up a Folgers can in this house, you have no idea. In fact, chances are very slim that it's going to have coffee in it because we just go through that too fast. But you might get dog food, you might get gardening supplies, you might get prepping equipment, you might get coffee filters, and maybe even some type of cooking or baking supplies. So you never know. But back to the butter. That's not butter. So let me show you what that is in there, and I'm sure it's gonna garner a little bit of attention when I get one of these. But it's actually a treat. So, and I guess she doesn't want a treat because I figured opening the container that she would want a treat. So let me ask Mama if Mama wants her treat, because apparently she's not interested in it. You want it, Mama? Yeah. Okay, here, Mama. Oh, well, looky here. Huh? She's not spoiled or anything whatsoever, you know. That's the Watchman News security dog Blue right there. So she's not spoiled. But anyway, you're here for a report. Let me get on that report. I did want to real quick say again, like I said at the beginning of this, whether or not I commit to doing stuff like this kind of depends on our participation over there. I did set a goal the other day, and this is that goal. Right now we have 7 of 100 patrons. My goal is 100 patrons, and I simply put there, by the time we reach 100 patrons, I will be able to start getting the equipment needed to upgrade to make high-quality videos of many sorts. How-to videos, better review videos, many types of content not only do you not see here, but across all the other platforms. For instance, I plan to make a video rebuilding a Coleman dual-burner stove that was given to me, but due to not having good enough video equipment, I have to wait to do so. I want you all to see the highest level of detail I can when I provide those type of videos. And that's just the truth of it. I want to be able to put up 4K resolution videos when I am doing this stuff, because there's a lot of fine details that I want to be able to point out to you when dealing with seals, for instance, or dealing with the bevels where a seal would go. Little bitty fine intricate details that I want to be able to show you, because with a stove, for instance, a lot of these stoves and lanterns, they use check balls, okay? And those check balls have to ride inside of a bevel. in order to properly seal. And if there's any type of burrs or imperfections with that bevel, it's not going to properly seal. I cannot show you that in 1080p. I simply cannot show you that in 1080p. So that's why this is important to me. This is why I'm pushing and pumping this. We're not just not doing anything over there. I think I showed you yesterday or so that there was 52 posts over there. We're now at 57. So there's been 5 posts since I showed you that yesterday. We are not slacking, and we will not slack. I'm going to give you your $2 worth, I promise you. So these daily reports are going to be largely dependent on the participation over there. If I don't garner participation over there, guess what? I won't waste my time here. So anyway, and I'm just being honest with you, right? That's what I've always been. I've always been honest with you. So let me go back to the web view. We do have some very, very crazy stuff here going on, and I want to show that to you. So all right. Started out last night when I saw this report, and it really kind of concerned me. Again, the thought that initially ran through my head was, here we go. A contractor killed American soldier among 6 wounded in rocket attack near U.S. base in northern Iraq. So while there's still not a whole lot of details coming out on this attack, not at this time anyway, there has already been blame being placed on that, okay? And, of course, you can imagine where that blame is going. Tehran, where the blame is going, denies involvement in the Erbil attack that left 1 American dead, says Iran won't jeopardize Iraq's stability and security. Now, that's up to you whether or not you want to believe Tehran. Personally, I can tell you that I do. I don't think that they are going to not only not jeopardize Iraq, but I don't think that they're going to pull something stupid like that to jeopardize themselves. I just don't see that. If they were to commit some type of act like this, they are going to garner negative attention from the international community as a whole. I do not see them doing that. I just do not. Now, I can't begin to tell you where I think this attack originated. I have no idea. But you want to keep a close eye out for this stuff because it most certainly can be false flags that they use to try to initiate a type of conflict. So I wanted to point out those articles again. All these links, plus that Patreon link to the War Drums episode I did the other night, will be in the description of the video below. So moving along, China. China may exercise quote-unquote nuclear option against U.S. defense industry with rare earths export ban, says reports. Now, we've heard about this before. This is not the first time that China has threatened to do this. I think they are actually getting ready to do it. And the reason why is I think that they were seeing what happened with the election. Now that we all know what happened with that, wherever you stand with that, and they are not seeing a change in stance in the United States, I think they're going to move forward with this. If they move forward with this, it is going to cause problems. It is certainly going to cause some problems. So, again, typically wars are fought over resources, and here you go. So, also moving on, I'm going to try to make this somewhat quick this morning. Despite Russian desire for better communication, talks with the West impeded by manic insistence on sanctions focus, the Kremlin says. Absolutely. I mean, we have been seeing that now for a long time. And I don't see it getting any better at all. Russia is not very happy over the way they are being treated with this whole Navalny thing. And again, wherever you stand on that, that is perfectly up to you. However, I will say this. Another country is supposed to be sovereign. And in their own mind, regardless of what it is that they're doing, they are going to view themselves as sovereign. And so when other countries try to interfere with that sovereignty, it's going to cause a problem. Now, I personally have an issue with the way that Mr. Navalny is being treated. I am a strong supporter of free speech, even if that free speech goes against my own personal beliefs, right? Because let's face it, freedom isn't about what you're willing to defend for yourself. True freedom is about what you are willing to defend for others, right? Because if you stop defending another's freedom, even if their voice is starkly different than your own, then you're going to lose your freedom too. That's just the way it works. But anyway, we're talking about global conflict. Let's get to the most concerning headline of the morning. NATO ready for peace with Moscow or confrontation, Stoltenberg claims after ordering funding boost for troops on the Russian border. Now, as you know, NATO has been building troops on the Russian border. They have been doing that. The United States has been building up. Trump was going to pull troops out. Whether or not you believe that, I'm not quite real sure that I do. But, we now have been building troops back, and I see that continuing. I see us sending more troops possibly to Germany, absolutely to Poland. And I do see this military buildup along the Russian border. I see it myself. It's been in the headlines. It's not anything top secret. So, are we looking at a global conflict? Absolutely. How soon? Well, I told the folks over there in the War Drums video to definitely expect it in 2021, and we might even see something before summer. So, again, I want to remind people that we were warned. We were warned about a quote-unquote dark winter. Now, what does that mean? Well, we're dealing with a pandemic, wherever you stand on that. Okay, we're dealing with it. We're being forced to deal with it by our government. So regardless of where you stand on the whole pandemic thing or the reality of the whole pandemic thing, it's still getting shoved down our throats by those in control, is it not? So again, like I've said a million times on this show, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is how you can respond to it, okay? That's still the truth. That is still the case. So, again, when it comes to the pandemic, when it comes to this snowstorm that has just absolutely devastated many parts of the country, you've got Texas right now that are dealing with all kinds of insane rolling blackouts, as well as electricity costs 10 times what it used to be last week. Okay, that is absolutely mind-blowing. So, and I also covered this last night on the Patreon show we did last night about energy. And, I'm telling you, there are, the last I knew, 14 different states, right, that were going to perform rolling blackouts. So, luckily, Illinois hasn't announced anything like that yet, but 14 different states. So, is that part of the dark winter we were warned about? Possible. I think we're all pretty certain that the pandemic played into that dark winter concept. And I have a feeling that war is going to play into our quote-unquote dark winter. So keep your heads on a swivel. I'm serious. This is ramping up very, very quickly. So with that, I hope you all have a good day. We will see you tonight for the headlines video. I urge you to come on over to Patreon and join us over there where you get much, much more content. And with that, God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit, and shalom.